Two bros chilling in the hot tub.
You the twos and we the ones? Well, you are the biggest two of them all, my dog. That's what you are. You are a giant number two.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Two Bros Podcast, Royal Rumble Edition. I am Bryce, and I am joined by...
I'm Matt. I hate Triple H.
Yeah, Triple H is not great. So, we are going to talk about... Oh, God, all my stuff closed out. So, you're going to have to do the...
Oh, I closed that out too.
Oh, well. So, I'm going to open up the WWE stuff.
I got it. Don't worry.
Okay.
So, we're going to talk about the Royal Rumble. I think you might see this one titled Royal Rumble Review / Rant because, dude, this was stupid. But there's a little bit of NFL, WWE news to go over before that. First off, Bryce, you haven't seen this one. Ava, who is The Rock's daughter, is leaving the WWE. She chose not to renew her contract. She probably saw the sinking ship and said, I'm out.
I also heard it was due to political stuff, too.
You know what? I have to give her credit. I really think the NXT is going to take a hit without her. She was such an amazing part of it. She was, in my opinion, of the three general managers, she was the most enjoyable. Adam Pearce is cool. Nick Aldis, everyone just wants him to get in the ring, which I do too.
Yeah.
Ava had this personality of like, I run this, and that was so fun. So I think they're going to lose out a lot by losing her. I don't know. They're going to end up making like what, Robert Stone the general manager?
I'm pretty sure it's going to be William Regal.
If he even wants to be on TV, but Ava is leaving the WWE. Sorry, good.
I did not like her at all.
I thought she was great.
I didn't. I feel like she was 100% a Nepo baby. 100%.
She did a great job. It's not like, yes, she was a Nepo baby, but she earned it. It's not like she got there and then was ass. She was good.
That's fair.
Speaking of wrestlers who are not the greatest, Liv Morgan chooses to face Stephanie Vaquer at WrestleMania after inadvertently screwing over her friend in Raquel Rodriguez.
You guys know how I don't know. You may not know how I feel about Liv Morgan. I call her Mid Morgan for a reason because she's really not that good. She's really not. I don't get the fans that like her in ring. She's mid. Her character work is mid. Her looks are mid. I think everything about Liv Morgan is just mid. And I do think that they're trying too hard to build a wrestler that, quite frankly, the people who actually don't care about WWE love. Because if you loved WWE, you would think Liv Morgan's terrible. She can't wrestle. She can't really talk. She has bad promo work, bad character work. She doesn't look the part of somebody who looks like they belong in the main event scene. So if you want real, and there's going to make a lot of people mad. I know, and I don't care. But I don't like Liv Morgan at all. And I do think that there are about 12,746,462 better professional wrestlers that you could have put in this.
You're such a millennial. Well, it's such a millennial thing to count the exact amount. Like, first off, I agree. Liv Morgan is not great. I think she's a bit of an off-brand Alexa Bliss from 2019. She kind of earned some respect from me at the Rumble. I think she had a really good performance, but I'm intrigued to see if this ends up being just her versus Stephanie or a triple threat with her and Raquel. The next, in my opinion, the biggest news, Roman Reigns chooses to face CM Punk at WrestleMania. This is something we kind of saw coming after Drew screwed Cody. But I think we're going to get a great match. The promos they cut on each other were awesome. I think what's cool about this is we're going to see this build two storylines because Finn Balor still has to face CM Punk one more time. We know Punk isn't going to win, so we're going to have something happen with Finn Balor. We know Balor's not going to win, so we're going to see something happen with him and probably the Judgment Day, and then Roman Reigns versus CM Punk's going to be awesome.
That's going to be Punk actually gets his main event.
He's going
to main event night 2. He's going to main event night 2.
Yeah. As he should.
He's going to.
Yeah. So speaking of you're frozen. Speaking of WrestleMania, let's talk about what led us up to that. The match card. We're going to go over the match card with the winners. Bryce, we already spoke about it. The Women's Royal Rumble had Liv Morgan. Was this the right or the wrong choice?
I think it was unquestionably the wrong choice. I do. I think if you're going to have somebody, and I don't like Raquel, but I do think there's a better storyline there with Stephanie Vaquer and Raquel. I think you can get them one on one at WrestleMania without having to throw Mid Morgan in there. I don't think that. Also, Tiffany Stratton should have won. I think if you want to, Tiffany Stratton would have been a better option. I don't know why they didn't pull the trigger and have Bianca Belair maybe come
I
back
read
and win
I read that
because I do think
Belair didn't
there's
want to.
more of a story right there.
I read that Belair didn't want to return in Saudi, which I actually respect.
That's fair.
She didn't want to
Which
come back in
means
Saudi,
which means we'll probably see her on Friday. Which means we'll probably see her
or
come back on Friday. So
or at Elimination Chamber.
Elimination Chamber and what
You could probably
there?
come
Where's
back and
that one?
attack Jade
Yeah,
because they're going to have to find a way to set up a
yeah,
match for Jade Cargill.
I do think so. But here's my thing: where is Tiffany Stratton going to go? Because I do feel like she still warrants her rematch. So
I
are you going to do a
think
triple threat between the three
I
at
think
WrestleMania?
Stratton. I think if I'm being honest, I think she takes on one of the returning wrestlers in like a page, or maybe we get a like quote unquote dream match with her and get like a Michelle McCool. That would be kind of fun. I wouldn't mind that. I actually think Liv Morgan was the right choice here. As much as I'm not a fan of hers, I think she has an ongoing storyline. I think it kind of makes sense for her to run. This should really lead to her and Dom leaving the Judgment Day and kind of doing their own thing. The Judgment Day is a fleeting, and I might be, I really think by WrestleMania, Judgment Day fully dissipates.
Yeah.
I think you'll see Raquel and Roxanne go to the tag division. You're going to see Finn Balor be a solo act, and you're going to see Liv and Dom continue theirs. But I think as baby faces,
What happens with JD?
JD probably released or NXT.
Or hanging around in the mid card scene?
Or you could see him kind of following around with like
Finn.
Raquel and Liv, or not Raquel and Roxanne. You could see him kind of being that like third person, not really a faction because let's be honest, just people hanging around. He kind of falls into the Noam Dar category. But
That's
the
fair.
next match, in my opinion, the best match of the night, Gunther versus AJ Styles. Bryce, first off, Gunther won this. Do you think AJ Styles is truly retired?
From WWE, yes.
I agree.
That's all I'll say. WWE, yes.
We're going to leave it at that because we have other predictions. So we're not going to talk
Yeah.
about this, but we have other thoughts we're going to have to bring up in another wrestling podcast that we're discussing with each other.
Yeah.
Drew
Next,
McIntyre versus Sami Zayn was the next match with Drew McIntyre retaining.
this
What's
was
your
the
thoughts?
worst match. This was the worst
The
match
second worst
of the
match, in my
night.
opinion.
Yeah, right. Second worst match. Because yeah, no. But I do think it was. I think Drew McIntyre should have won. I do
Mhm.
think that if you're going to make him a transitional champion, Sami Zayn is not the guy he should lose it to. And I don't know if they're necessarily making him
I
a
don't think he is.
transitional champion.
I don't think
I
he is at
think they're
all.
making him. I think they want him to get a full title run in front of fans, which he didn't get when he was WWE champion last time.
Mhm.
So I do think that this is a chance to actually build Drew McIntyre by crushing a guy like Sami Zayn, who put up a good fight. But let's be honest, Drew McIntyre is Drew McIntyre. He's a monster
Yeah.
for a reason. Yeah.
So our final match, which Bryce and I are both referring as the worst match of the night, is the men's Royal Rumble match, which was won by Roman Reigns. Was this the right or the wrong choice, Bryce?
With the options that were left, yes.
So it's the right choice. You and I
With
both agree it should have been LA Knight. Realistically, it was never going to be LA Knight. When it comes down to
Here's
Gunther and Roman, the more I look at it, it should have been Roman.
I would have canceled my WWE part of my ESPN Plus had Gunther won. I'm not even kidding. I would have. That's how much I don't like Gunther winning the Royal Rumble. I don't. I think it would have been the absolute worst option after he already took out AJ Styles earlier the match before or earlier in the night. And you mean to tell me that you're going to have that was one of the few wasted spots I think in the Royal Rumble. I think that was one of the three wasted spots in the Royal Rumble because realistically, Gunther did not need to be in the Royal Rumble. He didn't. He already
Yeah,
had his moment
it
at the
really threw
Rumble,
me
and you're
off.
just going to double his moment up. Finn Balor couldn't make it, but what's it called? Gunther made it.
So what I was thinking more about this week. The reason why people are so pissed off at the Royal Rumble is it's meant to set up for WrestleMania, not just the winners. This is meant to build moments, and there was really nothing. Besides
Yeah,
Obafemi versus Brock, which we
Brock
already kind of
Lesnar.
knew was going to happen. Nothing else was built. We don't have. Yes, we already knew Cody was going to go against Drew. We already knew him and Fatu were going to have an issue. There was nothing that was like, oh, I can see a match coming out of this.
Yeah, and my thing with it is, yeah, no, neither match really had that many WrestleMania building moments. It
The only
didn't.
thing I think, like, and this is why I actually have no problem with Liv, is because at least she eliminated Raquel, which now sets this rift between the two of them.
Yeah,
But
and
then, what
the
else were they
women's
going to do
had
with this
the
match?
women's match had more WrestleMania building moments than the men's did
In my
because
opinion, the men's was the worst one we've ever had.
this was the worst men's Royal Rumble match of all time. I will say that till the day I die, and it's the worst women's Royal Rumble match we've ever had. Both of
I don't
them.
think the worst women's. We've had some bad women's
No,
matches.
this has been the worst one. This
But
was.
speaking of WrestleMania building moments, obviously the WWE doesn't know what they're doing, so it's up to Bryce and I to build some WrestleMania matches. We both somehow picked seven. We're gonna go back and forth. Bryce, start us off with one, which your first one actually we kind of had a WrestleMania building moment as well.
Yeah,
Rumble.
this
Well,
was
the
one of the
women's Rumble.
few. Yeah, this was one of the few actually WrestleMania building moments we got from this match, and that is Kairi Sane versus Asuka because Kairi Sane accidentally eliminated Asuka after Io got involved and distracted one of them, and then Kairi Sane went to attack Io. Io moved and eliminated Asuka.
I thought that was a. I was kind of excited at the moment. I hate how early it happened. I think a wrestler like Asuka, who has the pedigree and has the
Former Royal Rumble
experience,
winner.
shouldn't have been eliminated that early. But I get it. You want to make way for Tiffany Stratton. You want to make way for
Yeah,
Chelsea Green. I don't
but
know.
if you're going to have I get it, I like it because if you're going to have an elimination like that, have it build up to something. And I do think this is potentially building up to something. Unlike an elimination that was in the men's match, which absolutely made no sense, which I think everybody's absolutely mad about, is LA Knight getting eliminated the way he did. Not even by the Vision, but by
Both
Cody.
him and Brock Lesnar got eliminated in very random moments by Cody.
Yeah. Brock got eliminated during the stupid Yeet Fest, which why he's even taken seriously anymore is ridiculous.
He's a tag team champion.
He's a tag team champion.
But
They're not taking seriously.
my first WrestleMania match that I think we didn't even get anything from the rest from Royal Rumble, but we see something that happened in Raw is Gunther versus Rey Mysterio. We saw Gunther choke out Dragon Lee. I think this is going to lead to a match between the two of them at Elimination Chamber, where Rey has to come out and defend his friend. I think Rey is probably going to be retired by Gunther at WrestleMania. Bryce, your next match.
Next, we have the Vision versus Seth Rollins, LA Knight, Penta, and Rey Mysterio. And I'm saying Seth Rollins because I don't think, I think that they're setting up for this masked man that attacked Braun Breaker at the Rumble to be Seth Rollins. I just don't know how much is going to happen because I don't know if Seth Rollins will be cleared by WrestleMania.
I think we all know the man who actually did it physically wasn't Seth Rollins. It probably was a stand-in. Most likely like an Austin Theory at the moment, but like yeah, I think Seth Rollins will be facing off against Braun Breaker in some way. My next match is Dominic Mysterio versus Finn Balor for the IC title. I think we're gonna see over the next few weeks. Dom is back. He returned last night on Raw. Um, we're gonna see the dissension between the Judgment Day continue. Finn's gonna lose to what's his name? Finn is gonna lose to
Punk.
CM Punk, probably by an accidental interference from the Judgment Day. It's gonna lead to Finn versus Dom, where I think Finn finally gets the IC title.
I have a one that happened last night because we talked about it earlier. Roman Reigns and CM Punk. I put two matches that were guaranteed in here, although I did a little twist to one of them.
Oh, I see your twist. All
Yeah,
right, so my next one, I actually am kind of banking on the potential that Austin Theory is a sleeper agent for AJ St for Seth Rollins,
Seth
and I have
Rollins.
Austin Theory versus Bronson Reed.
Did you see people making theories that it was actually Jake Paul into the mask?
Can it be Tommy Invincible? Pretty cool. But
Next,
Bryce,
we have Liv Morgan versus Stephanie Vicaire, which has already been confirmed. But I threw another wrench in there because I had Raquel Rodriguez because I don't think she is finished with Stephanie Vicaire. And I think after how the match ended last night, Raquel is going to want some
this is
sort of
funny
explanation.
Because when I was reading off the news earlier, I didn't look down and see that you did that. So this wasn't like oh, we kind of preemptively planned this. I actually had no clue Bryce put Raquel in there. For me, I think this one feels pretty clear. It's El Grande Americano versus El Grande Americano in a mask versus mask match. Chad Gable will probably be unmasked. I think
Yeah.
Ludwig Kaiser is so over as El Grande Americano. I think that Chad Gable is unmasked, where he
Not
actually gets
only
attacked by
not
American Alpha.
only is he over in AAA, he's also over big time in WWE,
Yeah.
which is something that Chad Gable could get over in WWE, but he wasn't necessarily getting
Look,
over as El Grande in AAA. El Grande's
TKO
getting over.
sucks, but they
Ludwig's getting
recognize
over in
that.
both.
TKO
Yeah,
sucks, but they recognize El Grande Americano's value. That's why they put
yeah,
them both in the
they
in
do.
the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Bryce, your
Next,
next
I
match.
have Oba versus Brock. I do
Okay, pretty
think
clear, yeah.
that's after the Royal Rumble. It's obvious is going to happen.
I had to kind of dig into my bag a little bit here, and I was thinking about who's on the SmackDown roster. I think we get Randy Orton versus Trick Williams.
At Saturday night's main event, that does make sense. Actually, it
Hmm.
does. Actually,
Bryce,
next
who's
I
your next
have
match?
a women's tag team championship match between the Bellas, Rio the Bellas versus Rio versus Alexa and Charlotte versus Lash Legend and Nia Jax versus Bailey and Laya Valkyria.
Interesting. So this one's kind of fun for me. I thought, okay, let's have a little bit of fun with this. I have Javon Evans, Leon Slater, and Joe Hendry taking on the New Day and Grayson Waller.
That would be pretty cool, actually. I have Natty versus Maxine Dupri at Mania. I think that's going to happen. Maybe not big enough for WrestleMania,
Yeah.
but I think it'll happen.
Probably the show before WrestleMania. I
Yeah.
have my final one being the Hardys versus the Usos for the tag titles.
Don't you do that to me. Don't you do that to me. I would absolutely lose it.
How sick would that be? I'm looking for my laptop charger. Give us your last one, Bryce.
I have the last one. I think this one's going to happen too. I think it's Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee for the Women's Intercontinental Championship.
I'm at 10%.
I think that's going to happen. I think that's too obvious to not happen. Yeah, that was all seven. We each picked seven matches, and that's our seven. This was a short one. Obviously, I think our wrestling ones have been shorter for the most part, or we just lump them in with the NBA if there's enough NBA news. Or not, we just make our own episode. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think? How wrong were we? Did you guys actually like the Royal Rumble? Which, if you're the psycho that did,
Yeah, I was say, why would you actually like how the Royal Rumble went?
why would you like how it went?
That was
Like I get why we couldn't have Chris Jericho because he's technically still under contract by AEW and he's still on their actual active superstars page. He's not on their alumni page yet.
wow, just it just reached.
But you mean to tell me that you couldn't have done more with LA Knight by getting him stupidly eliminated? Not by the Vision, which would have made sense for the Vision to eliminate LA Knight, but no, he got eliminated. He didn't even get distracted by the Vision. We got eliminated. No, Cody just eliminated him clean. Like, you mean to tell me that you're fine with how the both Royal Rumble matches and both of the matches not in the Royal Rumble went? Because I feel like there was only one of these matches that even deserved to be on this show. One
Yeah,
of them.
honestly, it was just the AJ Styles match.
Yeah. Like,
Also, I I get that John Cena has been like a WWE guy for like 20 something years. AJ Styles deserved a bit of a better send off.
he did. He did. He's he's been in the WWE for the last 10 years. He made his Royal Rumble. Well, he made his WWE debut 10 years ago at the Royal Rumble. So he just got a half-assed feud with Gunther over the last 5 weeks. That's how his WWE career is going to end.
Yeah, and then the the payback he gets is Dragon Lee getting his butt whooped
I
trying
know,
to defend
getting
him.
choked out. Like somebody's gonna like nobody's actually gotten the upper hand on Gunther. I think since CM Punk.
Yeah. And I don't know. I mean, it kind of felt like forced for CM Punk to get over.
I do think Gunther is on a directionless path for WrestleMania because I feel like they could have pushed AJ and Gunther at WrestleMania. I feel like that would have been an actual
Yeah,
better
it
place for AJ to have retired at
I
WrestleMania.
agree. I think there is a big problem for the oh no.
What?
Donovan Mitchell's in trade talks right now.
No, he's not.
I just saw
No,
Donovan
he's not.
Mitchell. They're open to trading Donovan Mitchell.
No, he's not.
Oh, are we going to get Donovan Mitchell in the trade for Giannis?
Oh, I see that. Donovan Mitchell would be open to a Darius Garland for James Harden
No, I
trade.
saw something saying they're open
Oh,
to trading Donovan Mitchell.
oh, and the rival teams are also monitoring whether the Grizzlies decide to make Jaren Jackson Jr. available.
Somehow this turned into another NBA session. All right, guys.
Well,
That
when we're in trade deadline week, there's always going to be potential NBA news. So
Yeah, look, I'm
you
sorry if
can't
you're here.
avoid
I'm
it.
sorry if you're here for just wrestling. Come on. Potential Giannis trades, you're going to hear something about it in every podcast.
Yeah. I'm
But
surprised there was no NFL news, or NBA news during the NFL
oh my
episode.
gosh. Well, that's because they didn't decide to open up the ability of it being Donovan Mitchell until just now.
Let's see. Oh my goodness. This is crazy. Yeah, what the hell? Yeah, yeah, no. But yeah, no, I don't love the direction that TKO is taking WWE. I don't. I don't. I feel like you and I talked about this on the phone, but I do feel like a lot of Vince McMahon's booking was better than TKO than TKO Triple H's booking has been over the last year and a half.
I so I am super anti Triple H. I think he sucks as a booker. I think he was an overrated wrestler. Um, he kind of got hosed. At least his booking before TKO was solid.
Yeah,
It was good enough. It's so bad right now.
yeah, it's so bad right now to the point where I feel like a lot of people have lost interest only because WWE is so bad and they don't want to go watch all trash wrestling. Um, which fair. It's all trash wrestling for a reason. Yeah, no. I
By the way,
really
one more
hope.
wrestling thing. Sorry, can we talk about the bar that it is that Roman Reigns last night said, "I'm picking you because I hate you. I've always hated you." This is
Yes,
gonna be a blood feud.
it is, and this might be what saves the Royal Rumble 2026 from being the worst wrestling show under the TKO era.
Yeah.
And yes, it is arguably worse than WrestlePalooza.
I I don't know. WrestlePalooza was pretty bad, man.
Because let's just say the ESPN shows are on a legendary bad streak.
Yeah, these have been
They are.
terrible.
They are.
We've
Like
each had,
Saturday,
we've had two, three.
what
We've had WrestlePalooza, Saturday Night's Main Event, and WrestleMania, right?
Survivor Series? Well, Saturday night's main events, Peacock
Oh,
exclusive still,
so it's been
but
Survivor Series,
Survivor
WrestlePalooza,
Series.
Royal
We
Rumble.
had
Yeah,
clash of champions in
pretty
Saudi.
bad.
Yeah, that's all been Survivor
Did
Series
the
might have been the
WWE
best
just
of them
stop
all.
doing Saudi shows?
Yeah, the Saudi shows usually never good. They really aren't.
Because they only want names. They don't want match value. They don't want
And
building stories.
you and I talked about this. The Saudi show it should have been used for a one off, like a Clash of Champions or a Super Showdown or a Greatest
Something
Royal
that
Rumble
doesn't
ever
matter.
that had nothing to do with the long term booking. But when you have the women's Royal Rumble match, which let's be honest, the crowd did not care about
They
at all.
ruined.
They
They
didn't.
pissed me off. Their hatred for Lash Legend, who was
Yeah,
outstanding in that match.
Lash Legend was a monster in that match, and
She
they just
looked
treated
like
her
the
like she was
star of that
nothing.
match.
She really did. And you and I aren't
Either
the
her or
biggest fans
Sol
of Lash
Ruka,
Legend. Yeah,
and they
Sol
were not
Ruka was
behind either of the
incredible in
two
that
of them.
match. Yeah, but they went nuts when Brie Bella came back. They
Who
went
was boring,
absolutely nuclear. And she was
boring.
what? Entrant 29?
Yeah,
And you mean to tell me that there was absolutely zero surprises outside of Brie Bella?
yeah.
Zero.
It felt so. It was such a, and the reason for the surprises is because they know this, like the Saudi fans are casuals.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. If they were to like bring someone from TNA, like Mike Santana, who would have been a really good addition to the men's match, to be honest, bring the TNA World Champion around, they wouldn't have cared.
Like even when Powerhouse, even when Royce Keys, They didn't
Dude,
care.
there was nothing.
They
And
didn't care at
it was
all.
so cool. That was probably the biggest surprise of the night.
Yeah. No, I called it. I remember calling it. I did call it
Yeah.
in my absolute nuclear outrageous prediction
Yeah.
fest.
The problem with the Saudi shows is you're not allowed to have progression. It's just let's make sure Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns are the most notable people.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't try to bring back Stone Cold. The Rock. I'm surprised. I bet the Saudis probably tried to shell out cash for Cena. But he has morals and he's not going to return. He retired.
He retired. Yeah. He said, I'm done. I don't want to, I want to go off my way. And he went, what's it called? He said he wanted to go off before his skills started to diminish in ring. They never did.
They were never going
They
to.
never did.
I respect him.
AJ Styles, same way. AJ Styles could have kept going for 10 more years.
Yeah.
But
But that is going to be it from us, guys. If you enjoyed this, you already know what to do. Bryce, take it away.
like, comment, subscribe. And as always, we will see you guys on Thursday when we do a live stream of the NBA trade deadline. If you don't want to watch that, if you're just here for the wrestling, well, then we'll see you next week because we're probably going to talk wrestling again next week.
Potentially.
Because, yeah, maybe. Because the NFL is done after Sunday.
Yeah. So we're
And then
have
it goes cold for a few weeks. So
baseball's not really doing much right now. So
baseball starts late March. So it's just going to be all basketball and wrestling from here on
yeah.
out.
Or there is a chance we do pop culture stuff. There's been a lot of movies
Yeah.
coming out lately.
There is.
The Marvel's picking up, so you might see a little bit of Marvel content from us.
Yeah. So
But that is up for us. We'll see you
maybe
guys.
we'll talk Wonder Man. You never know.
Oh, Wonder Man. We're going to hit on that if once you finish it.
Yeah, I did actually.
Oh, you
I
did?
actually. I finished
Expect
it
us to
already.
talk Wonder Man and some Marvel upcoming news next week.
Yeah. Awesome. Yep. We will see you guys next week or Thursday.
Peace.
Peace.